Daf Yomi Tractate Bava Metzia, page 77b, top of the page, with the words no saying lo sacharo. He gives him his wage. If he is a contractor, he gives him his contracted payment. The Gemara explains, whose opinion does this Braita follow? If we say it's in accordance with the opinion of the rabbis, why does the Braita rule that he receives his full payment specifically in a case where the laborer heard that a relative of his died, or if he was gripped with fever when he was unable to work due to circumstances beyond his control, when he is not compelled by circumstances beyond his control to stop working, this should also be the halacha. After all, the rabbis said that the laborer is at an advantage. Rather, is it not correct to say that this Braita is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Dosa? And one can learn from it that Rabbi Dosa does not differentiate between hired work and contracted work in this regard. Okay. Rabbi Nachman Bar Yitzchak said, the ruling of this Braita is stated with regard to a matter that involves financial loss if the work is not completed. Consequently, the employer is at an advantage unless the laborer is compelled to stop working due to circumstances beyond his control, in which case everyone agrees that he receives his full wages. We learned in the Mishnah, whoever changes the terms accepted by both parties is at a disadvantage, and whoever reneges on an agreement is at a disadvantage. The Gemara asks, granted, with regard to this statement, whoever changes is at a disadvantage, one can understand this as the Tana taught us, an unattributed Mishnah, in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, indicating that this is the halacha. But concerning the clause, whoever reneges is at a disadvantage, what does it serve to add? Does it not serve to add the halacha of a laborer? And this is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Dosa, who holds that workers may not renege. Ella Rabbi Dosa Amar Tarti Kamar. Evidently, Rav's ruling does not accord with the opinion of Rabbi Dosa. Rather, Rabbi Dosa is saying two halachot, and Rav holds in accordance with his opinion in one matter and disagrees with his opinion in one matter. Rav does not agree with Rabbi Dosa's ruling that laborers are at a disadvantage, but he does agree with him with regard to the manner of calculating wages. If you wish, say a different interpretation of the Mishnah. The phrase, whoever reneges is at a disadvantage, is not discussing employment arrangements, but is referring to that which is taught in a Braita. Whoever reneges is at a disadvantage. How so? If one sold the field to another for 1,000 dinars, and the buyer gave him 200 dinars as a down payment, and then one of them reneged, When the seller reneges on his commitment, the buyer is at an advantage. Consequently, if the buyer desires, he may say to him, "Give me back my money that I gave you as a down payment, or give me land corresponding to the value of my money. If you will not give me all the land as per our agreement, I should at least receive land in proportion to the money I already paid you." From which type of land does the seller give the buyer? From a superior quality land. And when the buyer reneges, the seller is at an advantage. If he desires, the seller says to him, "Take your money." And if he desires, he says to him, "Take land corresponding to the value of your money that you already paid." From which type of land does the seller give the buyer? Even from inferior quality land. Okay. The Braita continues. Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel says, "We teach them from the outset not to renege, so that the agreement will not be cancelled and end in conflict." How so? The seller writes for him a bill of sale that states, "I, so-and-so, son of so-and-so, sold such a field for so-and-so to so-and-so for 1,000 dinars, and of them he gave me 200 dinars, and therefore now he owes me 800 dinars. In this manner, the buyer acquires the entire field, and the buyer returns the remaining 800 dinars to the seller even after several years. The remainder of the payment of the field has been transformed into a standard written loan. The master said in the Braita, Amar Mar, from which type of land does the seller give the buyer? From superior quality land? It may enter your mind to say that this means from the most superior quality land of all the seller's property, the Gemara asks. But even if the buyer is considered to be like only a regular creditor, we learned in a Mishnah, Gittin 48b, that a creditor has the right only to intermediate quality land, not superior quality land, and furthermore, there is this specific plot of land for which the buyer paid money. Why should he receive superior quality land? Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak said, Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak said, when the Braita refers to this type of land that may be claimed after the buyer or seller reneges, it means from the most superior quality land that is in the agreed upon plot of land, or from the most inferior quality land that is in it. Rav Acha, son of Rav Ika, said, you may even say that the Braita means from the most superior quality land of all of the seller's property, and there's a specific reason why that should be the case here. Ordinarily, one who buys land for 1,000 dinars will not have such a large sum on hand to carry out the transaction. Rather, he will significantly reduce the price of his possessions and sell them at a loss. Okay, so as to obtain the money. If the seller reneges and the buyer does not acquire this large plot of land, he will have suffered a significant loss, and he will be like an injured party. And we learned the same Mishnah. The court appraises superior quality land for payment to injured parties. Therefore, in this case too, the seller must provide land of the highest quality. Stop here.